everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in the Gold Rush, Part 15 of our D&D 4th Edition Weird West adventure. Today is July 29th, 2024, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, you can feel free to again go to patreon.com/indooradventures. But let's say you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Well, guess what, Acorns? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks. We even have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf1201, and we will soon be potentially adding some merch from our Planescape game as well. So keep your grapes peeled for that one. But at this point in time, all of our proceeds from our merch currently goes to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Again, that is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, RJ, who you playing today?
Hello everybody, my name is RJ. Today I'm playing Kid, the Genasi Sword Mage. We're gonna be rocking and rolling, I guess, in this death fog. He goes by he, they, I go by he, him. Let's go.
Hello everybody, I'm LBHackEmUp. I'm going to be playing Trisannas, the Seeker Wilden. I go by she, her. She goes by she, any, she, they, whatever you want. And I'm excited about this death fog for sure.
Boy, I'm Cyber. I use he or whatever pronouns. I have no feelings about Death Fog whatsoever. I play Rakel. Rakel uses she, her pronouns. She is a human shaman.
And I am the indoor adventurer, he, him, and tonight I'll be playing as Carruthers Edelweiss. Ruth, to his friends, uses he, him pronouns, and last I checked was a human ranger.
Hey, and that just leaves me. Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I am running this here game. It's time for a rootin' tootin' time in Death Valley. Let's get into the recap, shall we? If y'all remember what happened last time, you'll know that you were ambushed by a gaggle of exploding scarecrows. After dispatching them, you met an Aarakocra from Trisannas' past named Jake Crow. You learned a number of things about Leafy Springs, which is the place that you are going into, also known as Lethe Springs, the sort of ancient Greek word for a legendary river. The Deadlands have not seen outsiders in some time, especially not anyone with law. Constructs are being used to reclaim and disassemble abandoned homesteads in the valley. Leafy Springs is essentially a retirement community for the dead. They live in bliss, paying for services with mysterious ghostly currency. There is a thick miasma over the Deadlands that slows healing and brings the living closer to the dead, allowing them to see ghosts. Foreman Firearms employs the very few living people in Leafy Springs and distributes gas masks to protect them from the miasma. And lastly, the mysterious stranger with the skeletal bandana on their face is still following Rakel. And when we had last left off, you guys were being led by Jacob Crow to I
think we were going to the hotel.
Yes, you're going to the boarding house. Sorry, I was trying to remember if his name was Jacob Crow or his name was something else. It was Jacob.
It's Jacob Crow, yeah.
Okay. He was leading you to the boarding house. which he explains is the place that most of the living folk in Death Valley live, on account of, it's the boarding rooms for the folks who work for the foreman, and pretty much anybody who's living works for the foreman. So if you'd like to meet the foreman, he's probably hiring. But otherwise, he takes you into the boarding house and he shows you around. There's a common room, and a kitchen that is shared by everyone, and then there's sort of like individual rooms that you guys could post up in if you'd like.
Am I seeing anybody immediately that I know?
No, not necessarily. Aside from Jacob.
Yeah.
Jake is actually like, I don't know, have you ever heard of how airline attendants will sort of like share a hotel room at a common like stop, and they will like sort of filter in and out of there? That's kind of what's going on here, because a lot of the work is like out in the Deadlands, overseeing disassembly of homesteads with the constructs and whatnot. So they kind of like will see each other from time to time, but for the most part, it's just Jacob here right now.
Mr. Ruth, would you mind getting us a couple rooms?
Ruth, who notably at this point is wearing like a bandana over his mouth because he was trying not to breathe in the gas that makes you see dead people, just nods and like tips his hat, and he says, well, sure thing. We looking for separate rooms for each of us? One giant room, two separate rooms?
Whatever you care for, I have no preference.
Don't split us up here.
One big room, you got it. Or the biggest that they have, he says, mumbling to himself. And come on, kid. He'll take Kid's hand and bring him with. Because Kid's much better about haggling for rooms than than this old man is.
Oh, this isn't like a hotel situation. This is just kind of where people who work for the foreman live.
Well, we're still gonna find a big room. Best that we can.
Yeah, you can like open a few doors and sort of like determine which ones are taken and which ones aren't. And just roll me like a d20, just a flat d20, and tell me what you get.
All right. Let me get my character sheet. Oh, I guess I don't even need a character sheet, huh? If it's just a flat d20.
Yeah.
Survey says a 15.
15's really good. Yes, you are able to find precisely what you're looking for. I'd say it's a nice like corner room. And it's actually pretty close to the bathrooms.
Incredible. I assume this is like the family special or whatever. Like if somebody's like, I brought my wife and 2 children, we need a bed of sorts.
Yes indeed. And there's like a nice like little vanity in there. There's 4 different beds, and sort of a rug in the middle with a table and chairs that are it's just big enough to set up a game of cards on.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think Ruth will just start like basically like putting stuff on all of the beds so that way if somebody else comes in, they don't say, oh, look, a wonderful room.
Yes. As you're kind of like nosing around here, looking to, try and find a room for yourself, very few of these rooms are taken. In fact, a lot of them are kind of in disarray. It looks like they were made nice quite some time ago, and then just sort of left to get dusty.
Yeah, he'll take note of that. Because he remembers Jacob saying that, like, there haven't been many living guests that have come this way in some time. So I think if anything, he makes a mental note to ask Jacob how long it's been since he has seen the other crew members of the foreman's crew.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we should also ask, what is the likelihood that the people who did leave survived?
Because weren't they your old posse?
Uh-huh.
Well,
Posse is not that's a strong word. Jacob's really the only one who liked me. Anyways.
I reckon Jacob will go and busy himself about the kitchen and start rustling up some grub for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nice wood fire stove that he can start up some beans.
ooh.
How's
Ooh,
everyone?
my favorite. Sorry, I saw you light up.
Beans, you say?
We're all right to play like music and stuff, right? Won't upset the dead any.
I don't.
As far as I know, we're the only people here, and we're pretty far off of Main Street. I don't reckon you'll bother anybody. Do you play?
Busts out his guitar that Ruthie got him.
Nice.
And so he begins to play House of the Rising Sun.
Mm-hmm. Well, is everyone holding up all right in this situation we have going on here? With the spirits and that.
Oh, yeah. None of them have said nothing about me, have they?
Of course not. Why would they?
Yeah, I'm just checking and making sure that they haven't said, like, "Ooh, he smells." I don't know.
That aren't usually much about the senses besides the visual.
You know what? That is a very fair point.
Mm. Did y'all observe the parades that were going on? The marches?
The what? We saw a
Marches.
coffin door fall off and nothing else.
I see. Well, it seems the dead here like to celebrate and party to an extent. They've been throwing quite the shindigs. Those trailers with the coffins in them were adorned with songs and parties and revelry. Looked like a good time. Very loud, though.
Well, we didn't hear nothing. Except for the
Alright.
clatter. That's about it.
Well, how are y'all feeling about being able to see them when it starts happening?
We what?
I'm assuming if we stay here long enough and you don't wear one of those nice masks that Mr. Crow has, you'll start being able to see the spirits.
Huh.
Yep. Yeah, it happens. It happened to me. It'll happen to you.
Please don't point your finger at me.
Sorry. Single point's accusative. He'll point with two fingers. It'll happen
That
to you.
makes it twice as worse, Ruthie. That's 2 fingers.
You've got 2
Any,
fingers pointing back at yourself.
Any plans on how to find our mark?
We are in Lethe Springs, no?
Yep. Yeah.
By name.
Well, I would say we could ask around, but considering this is a veritable ghost town, I think turning to Tris, who is the specialist in ghosts, could you take the lead on that, seeing if anyone has met the gentleman in question?
Of course. I'm sure I can find someone after we have some food in our stomachs.
Much obliged.
Jacob,
Mm-hmm.
the foreman who runs this city, as it were, what are they like?
Mr. Firearms? He's good enough. How exactly do you mean? Like in what way?
Well, does he treat you well? Do you feel like you are compensated appropriately? Is there any nonsense that is going on here?
Do you
Oh,
have dental?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no,
Uh, Mr.
he
Crow doesn't have any teeth.
Turning to Ruth, you hear that? They don't even have dental.
Don't even have dental.
no, he pays us really well actually. Even pays he pays hazard pay. Sorry.
Right.
Brain could not find that word.
Mm.
Um and yeah, we would have dental. I mean, we do have dental. I don't need dental. I have a beak. But Miss Daisy Graves takes care of dental and doctor stuff. She's kind of, the sawbones, the barber, the surgeon.
Wait, Daisy Graves is the Sawbones?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the foreman's wife.
But she's married to 4 men?
No. Colt Firearms, the foreman. A
Mm.
foreman is a person who presides over workers, and he's
Sorry,
the
it
boss.
didn't make sense of Primordial. I'm doing a lot of translating.
Oh, I see. But yes, they're married. They're kind of the folks that are in charge around here. Some
Mm.
of one of the two only living people, actually.
The other being the aforementioned foreman.
Are there any barons in
Whoa,
this
whoa, whoa,
town?
whoa, whoa! Could you confirm, please? Don't just smile and turn your head.
What was I'm sorry. What was the question?
You said it's one of the two living people here, right? And then I said,
Did I say that? I meant two of the few living people here.
okay.
Okay, that was not what was said.
Okay, I apologize.
But we
Okay.
should probably still confirm. Is
Okay.
Foreman Colt Firearms a live person?
Yes.
The rumor come out.
Does
Are
the
there
foreman is live?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Um, are there any barons in town?
Are you talking about the rail baron, Mr. Von
Dexter?
Ferrum?
Yes, that is who I speak of. He is the third of his line.
Yeah, I guess so. Like I say,
Wonderful.
I've never actually seen him myself.
Hmm.
He's kind of the mysterious benefactor of this whole operation. He
Yes.
funds everything here, but I've never seen him myself.
Wonderful.
How are these funds transferred? Are they given in person? Do Mr. Firearms does he have to go up somewhere and receive said payments, or
As far as I know, the budget is renegotiated monthly.
would you happen to say that it's around this time of the month?
Roll me a d20.
Please. I have never asked you for anything. Except for that bike in like the 3rd grade, but then, 13.
Oh, it was like 13. It is it's kind of middle of the road. It's not far off, but
We don't want to wait around.
yeah, I'd say it's like a week away, maybe. Renegotiations.
Well, dang.
Another question. The spirits here, the those who have passed on, how respectful are they of, if everyone can see them, how respectful are they of personal space within housing?
Do you mean do they come around here?
I'm wondering if they will come into like bedrooms and other spaces like that.
Not as far as I know, but I like to keep my mask on. I don't really like looking at them. Sometimes they a little bit scary.
Hmm. That is understandable if you're unaccustomed to it.
Honestly, Triss, I don't know how you do it. I guess you see it all the time, so you're
Hmm.
kind of used to it.
Yes, yes. Some of them are a little decayed or mutilated in a way or another, but they are who they are, and I can't judge them for that. Well, if y'all want to eat, I can go walk around and get some information. What is the name of the person we're looking for?
Baron von
Uh,
Ferrum III.
Okay.
yeah, correct. Bar
Because
Baron von.
I wrote that name and I circled it, no notes other than that. And then I
Um,
said, we are looking for Gale, nothing else besides that.
oh, it's funny. The Baron Dexter Vea Ferrum. They just call him Von Ferrum for short,
Mhm,
really. The third. That's his full name, but
mhm.
Baron Von Ferrum is a pretty good shorthand that we could go with. Sure. Jake will set you guys up. He has decided that this is a special occasion, so he's brought out the dried nuts, he's brought out the dried meat. Y'all are getting some fucking bread,
Ooh.
and some rascal stew.
Rascal.
Rascal. Um, it's made with some like various meats, salt pork, beef, whatever veggies they could have gotten a hold of, probably some potatoes. You know, just some grade A mush.
Mm.
Is that why they call it Rascal Flats? Life is a
All right.
highway.
This is wonderful, Mr. Crow. I think
Well,
you
thank
did
you.
a fantastic job. Uh, you keep your mask on quite often, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't
It's
know if
currently just hanging around his neck as he's chewing.
any of the spirits that were left at the carnival have moved here, would you?
Who are you looking for specifically?
I don't know if you recall me speaking of a bugbear named Smalls, would you?
Oh yeah, of course I remember Smalls. You two were
Because you
thick as
didn't
thieves
believe
back
that he
then.
was real.
Well, I mean, after what happened, it's kind of hard to deny.
Well, I was thinking I might go look for him see if he found his way here.
You know, I'll bet he's here. Um, I've heard rumors that the ghosts who come here and retire, it's kind of like one big last hurrah before they eventually are ready to move on. But
Hmm.
from what I know of Smalls and what you told me, I don't think that guy would ever retire.
No, he did quite enjoy his work. Now perhaps we'll run into each other.
What exactly did he do?
Well, he was part of the janitorial staff on the. I will say he was never alive when I knew him, but he did linger and clean up as needed.
All right. Weird haunt, but go off, I guess.
Whatever makes you happy. I mean, and she motions to Kid Cook was lingering around, still cooking.
Yeah.
If you love your job, you never work a day in your life, right?
No, that's very fair.
Or death.
Well, I can't really attest to that last one, but I haven't heard any complaints.
Mm.
Say, y'all never said why you came out here.
Did we not? Weird that.
It's a private matter, my friend.
Say no more.
Hmm.
If you need, this beak is sealed.
Of course, I trust you explicitly. However, my companions do not know you as well as I.
That being the case, do you still want to talk to Foreman Firearms?
We're all looking at each other.
If someone needs to talk to a man, I'll talk to him. I just would need to know what to say.
Well, we perhaps could find out a little bit more about this mysterious benefactor.
It's true.
But it seems like Mr. Jake is sort of putting us on the path of possibly working for the foreman.
Simon and I made the same face. Mm.
That
Yeah,
would be the pretense if I were to set up a meeting with you.
do we require employment at this time?
I don't think we could. Look, other
You're
thing.
No,
muted,
you're
Mike.
muted.
Maybe not. It's probably just not close enough to my face. If anything, we could always talk to his wife, Daisy. She might have a better understanding, and I believe going to talk to a doctor is also going to be an easier thing than trying to get a work assignment, maybe.
All right, she can look at your teeth.
What? Yes, she can.
You bathed this week, right?
I have bathed multiple times this week, and I make sure to floss when y'all aren't looking.
Mm-hmm.
Do it all the time.
Insight check.
Inside check.
No, Connor.
Yeah, it's the prospector dance.
Traditional. The traditional prospector dance.
Well,
There's
I
a
think
reason
we
why he
should.
only does it when we're not looking.
Well, we have a couple options. Going to speak to the foreman, speaking to the doctor, speaking to spirits and learning more about what they know.
Yep, I do know that the foreman and his wife answer directly to Baron von Ferrum, so if you're looking for him, they might be the best bet.
Let's speak to the doctor. I can be the decision bisexual if we need.
Look, I can feign a tummy ache or something. Be like, oh, I ate something bad on the road. Not that I would ever say that the beans that you made gave me a stomach ache. They were delicious. Thank you so much.
It just gives you a big smile.
But I'm old. That's a reason to see a doctor.
Of course. Well, we haven't seen one in a while, and they don't come around very often. Sorry, I was just picturing the crow, like, smiling, because they don't, like, smile. There we go.
That would be adorable. I didn't even consider that. I was like imagining like classic like 2D animation, like, you know, when you want to draw like a bird smiling, you just kind of pretend that the corners of their beak are a mouth, you know, that work like a normal mouth. That's what I was imagining. But like the open mouth just sort of like, yeah, is so much more adorable.
Well, shall we go this evening, or would you all like to spend a night in revelry?
What are we celebrating?
Ooh, Revelry would be a great name for a town. Sorry.
Well,
Laugh.
if you ever stead one, Jacob, you're more than welcome to call it revelry. That being said, I'm not feeling particularly harmed or like I'm in need of sleep, other than just, you know, having inhaled the death gas.
I don't think it. Think of it as
happy
scent of a
fun
spirit.
corpse gas.
Well, if you like. But it does not actively kill you.
It only
It
makes
just brings you
stronger.
closer to the dead.
Look, we can either, if we spend the night here, I am fine doing that. I would still recommend taking watches even if we're inside of a building, especially if there are all sorts of ghosts all around, just doing ghost things. Like walking through walls and making chains move and what have you.
Some sort of weird ghost of Christmas past.
It comes every year. I will not change my ways.
Well, it's not too late now. We could go see the doctor right straight away and go on from there. How about that?
Solid.
Sounds good to me.
She might see you if you say it's an emergency.
Well, I don't want to be the boy who cried bowel movement.
I could shoot you in the foot.
No, let's not do that either. We'll just say we're new in town.
Right, wanted to set up a PCP.
Yeah, primary care provider.
Yeah, I suppose that will work.
Connor and I went on the same emotional roller coaster. Excuse us.
Alternatively, it has been a while since I got a haircut. Like, take his hat off and his hair's just like all over the place.
I did establish that she's also the barber.
Oh, that's fair. Yes. Why don't we
The
do
barber, the dentist, the doctor. She wears a lot of hats.
That must be a sight.
Incredible.
Let's go to the barber doctor, the stripper lawyer doctor.
Okay.
That'd be real weird.
Velocipaster.
As they're walking, there was a town out east where me and the sons went to one time, and it's the same situation where the barber, the doctor, the shoemaker, the what have you was all like done by one person, but they would just duck behind their bench and switch hats and then put on a new persona. I really hope it isn't this sort of situation, because it was disturbing then. I'd feel like it's disturbing now.
Do they do that thing where they set themselves up on a field, a plain field, and then did like a little walk, and it made it look like they were walking downstairs behind a counter, and then
they would walk up the other side wearing a
like,
different
with the
fucking
new
hat.
Then there's no downstairs to that building. It's magic.
And then they would go, "Did you see my brother? Ah, he's a cod. Don't listen to him." We stopped doing business with them shortly after that.
Well, there goes my whole bit. It's okay. I'll wave at it nicely as we pass it by.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Because she just keeps popping up like a daisy.
Like a nurse joy.
Okay. You guys head to the barber. It's set up probably not necessarily on Main Street. It would be off Main Street where like the general store and all of the places where you could purchase provisions would be, not the street where like all of the excitement is, entertainment, restaurants and casinos and etc. That's all kind of like in more central Leafy Springs. You walk up to a shop. It says it has a sign that's like nicely painted on some glass, on a glass window, and it says Daisy Chains. Yeah, I think it's just called Daisy Chains. And it has a one of them barber poles out in front, with the white and red stripes that like spin slowly.
Oh my
Y'all,
god, I can't tell if it's going up or coming down. Isn't it supposed to have an end?
It's just an optical illusion, my friend.
y'all know the story about barber poles, right?
No.
They're red and white to represent blood and bandages.
Huh.
What is this?
Barber
You know,
poles.
like the
Barber
barber
poles.
pole, the barber pole that's outside of a barber shop.
Yeah, the candy cane
refers to
spinny.
the fact that they used to be also surgeons. It represents blood and bandages.
Fun. I thought it was just a neat little treat.
I also did. It's
It
like,
reminds
that's
me of
weird.
peppermint, don't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Here you are. Is everybody going in, or is it just going to be Ruth and someone else, or what's the breakdown here?
I'll go in and look around.
I'll stay out.
I'll stay with Rakel. Split the party.
Okay. That works for me. Who should we start with? Ruth or Tris and Rakel?
Ruth.
Ruth.
Ruth, you walk in, you push open the door, and you hear a bell ring above. And it's not like a cute little tinkly bell, it's like a dolorous gong. Sounds like a church bell at a funeral.
You're welcoming. Hello?
You step inside, and I can only describe it as like everything in this town kind of has a a dusty sort of blue filter over it, where everything feels kind of weathered at the edges. Everything's been pulled a little bit more towards gray. There's a little bit less saturation and everything. The barber chair is made of wrought iron, with very like minimal cushioning. And there's like a big huge lever next to it. This place is not necessarily comforting. Um, and that bell goes off, and there's you can hear some shuffling from the back, and a figure comes shuffling towards you. And what you see is not a woman, but a skeleton that has articulation that is comprised of cogs and gears. And there is what appears to be in its rib cage like a little furnace, with a tiny little window and this kind of blue glowing flame from within. You can like peering in, you can actually see there's like a singular like hole burning, seemingly powering this skeletal construct. Everything else about it is bones and shit. And it comes sort of like shuffling towards you. And then like doesn't like not breaking eye contact, kind of like looking past you. It reaches over, it's like slaps at the table a couple of times until it finally like grabs onto a clipboard, drags it off the table, and then just sort of shoves it towards you.
Thank you. Well,
It's a sign-in sheet. There's a little wooden pencil.
yeah, he'll he'll sign. I think he'll just write CA for the name, reason of visit, haircut, I think is what he'll write, the full thing.
I want to say that there's just like a list of check marks here that says, why are you here? And like among the list of things, it's like it starts off with like haircut, dentistry,
Injured dog, bullet wound.
Yeah. Like, just like a number of things. And one of them is literally just dead.
Yeah.
And like it opens up its fucking like jaw, and you can hear like what appears to be like sort of a pre-recorded message. You can see in its throat a spinning wax cylinder as it sort of like winds up. And you hear a tinny voice come out of the speaker, sort of clenched between its teeth. um Check all that apply.
All of them? Huh. There's a section for pre-existing conditions. I wonder what this is about. Yeah, so he'll do like hair. Triss made a comment about his teeth. Suppose he'll get those checked out as well. Uh, Old age, check. Seeing dead people, check. That thing where his arm goes numb and he smells toast sometimes, check.
Oh, Ruth. Ruth! You fucking goober. Okay. Ruth is filling out some paperwork. What is Kid doing here in the barber shop?
Oh, I'm here. Okay.
You are here. Sorry, I didn't mention you before, but it's only because my brain is so slow today.
Kid looks at the giant skeleton, picks the clipboard up, and just ticks hair.
Okay. And then hands it back.
Yeah.
There is a place to write your name down also.
There's
So
just a K there.
there's a K there. Okay. Um he the skeleton just sort of like grabs that clipboard and then like holds it, and will wait politely for Ruth to finish filling out his paperwork, which, considering he's got a lot of years behind him, I feel like this takes significantly longer than Kid does.
This one says bad eyesight, right? He's like squinting, looking at the board.
You might want to check the bottom one after that, furry palms.
Yeah, they're not that furry. Little Mark.
I know.
Oh,
That's lycanthropy.
One of the check marks on the list actually does say law user.
Oh, shoot. Click.
Check that box, all that apply.
In hindsight, we probably shouldn't have checked that.
You can decide not to if you wish.
Against all odds, I'll trust a doctor.
Okay. Conspicuously, the pencil has no eraser.
Ah!
Conspicuously, the pencil is now a pen.
Okay. This skeleton will wait for however long it takes for you to finish this paperwork. Kid, in the meantime, you can sort of like see into the back a little bit. There is actually instead of a door, there is just like a beaded curtain. And like sort of like looking at it, you think, it's kind of made out of these sort of like weirdly shaped beads, until you eventually put together like, oh,
Tiny skulls.
those are like little tiny bones. Those are like the little tiny bones that are in like your hands and feet.
Every year I come to this place and I kick the door in and they put up beaded curtains, so I pulled those down. Yeah, no, that's not disturbing at all.
And then way back into the building somewhere, there is just sort of like distant kind of like hammering sounds, and also like something like a drill. You can kind of see like distant sparks and things.
Well, if this guy, Kid says as he knocks on the skeleton's chest, is proof of anything, I think we're in good hands. Good bones.
Wait, is that the doctor?
No, I think the person that is causing the ruckus in the back might be our dear Dr. Barber Shoemaker.
Is ruckus coming from the back? He'll like cup his ear in the direction.
Kid leans over and ticks deafness in one ear.
That's from the mind blast. It's not hereditary.
Give me a perception check.
Time break.
Time break.
17.
You know, kid, it's kind of hard to tell whether or not that loud noise that you hear back there is like some sort of power tool or a scream. You must be imagining something.
The Tom and Jerry. It kind of sounds like a power tool.
Yeah, yes. Ruth, once you get towards finishing that paperwork, you look up and you can see that the skeleton just like has its hand out waiting for you to deposit it there.
Oh, thank you, doctor.
That's not the doctor.
It'll grab that clipboard, sort of clatter the two of them together, turn around, and very stiffly head towards the back, and you hear it rattle through the beaded curtain. And some time passes before like the sounds of those power tools abruptly stops. And then there's like footbeats, like rapid footbeats coming back towards you, and then like throwing aside the beaded curtain, a small figure. She's got horns on her head, sort of a bluey gray color to her skin, and a long barbed tail, I'll say. It's kind of sectioned in an arthropod sort of way, like a fucking scorpion is what this tail looks like. And she's wearing a cute little dress with some lace underneath, and she's got fucking big rubber gloves, and like a heavy like welder's apron on, as well as like one of them their like flippy down welder masks, and she flips it up and you can see that underneath she's got a like a gas mask, sort of like it's very like lean and like designed very specifically for her face, you can see, as well as like these big round glasses, and like throws those beads aside, and like shouts something, and the mask is kind of in the way, so she just sort of like paws at it, pulls it down. You two have lawbringers, lawmakers.
Yeah.
Among other issues listed on that paper, but yes.
What are you doing here? What do you want?
Haircut.
Talk to you mostly, but a haircut. Maybe check out a tooth and this weird thing that's been happening on my back for the last little while.
I told you should have gotten that rash checked out back in...
Now! We're at a doctor.
She's looking back and forth at you, at the two of you suspiciously, and she's like, a haircut. Right. And then she like reaches over, she pulls a lever, and there are two chairs closest to you, like ratchet and like turn towards you. And she says, have a seat.
You see, I read a book once about mechanical chairs and barbers. And meat pies. Very disgusting. Do you have an issue with people with law? We could leave and, like, go somewhere else if you feel uncomfortable.
Give me a persuasion check. Diplomacy. It's diplomacy in this edition.
27. This is this is a genuine like kid moment of sincerity. Like, we can go if you want.
I see. She like is busy like pulling off those gloves and whatnot. She's just kind of shedding all of the like uh engineer garb that she was wearing before. And she turns around, giving you this saccharine smile, like, what? No, of course not. We just don't see a lot of people with law around here, and I'm really curious as to why you're here. Haircut, right? And she like reaches into like the dainty apron that she was wearing underneath her welder's apron, and she pulls out a pair of scissors. They're very long, like almost shears, and she goes snip snip.
Ruthie, you want to get a haircut first?
Yeah, just a little off the top. And he pulls off his hat, and there is just like the bald circle with the one little like spoot of hair towards the center back, and the rest is coming from the sides. Like it's very much like a monk's haircut kind of thing. And he, I think he like, as an old man, he has like a small little like back pillow that he pulls out and just sets it in the chair and then gets in for like the slightest bit of additional comfort.
Lumbar support.
Yeah.
You get yourself situated in this chair. Like I said, it's made mostly of wrought iron. It does have like some fun like gothic swirls to it and stuff like that, but like as far as cushioning goes, it is very minimal. You kind of need your little lumbar pillow. She, with her giant shears, gestures to Kid at the other chair, and says, "I'll get to you in a second."
Wait, what's your rush? What's your hurry? You gave me such a fright. I thought you were a ghost. Half a minute, can't you sit? Sit you down, sit. Kid will nervously sit down.
She'll walk over to Ruth, and she'll pull out what looks like at first to be a burial shroud. And she kind of like shakes it out, and then like goes and like wraps it around Ruth's neck, to like a barber's cape, and she starts combing that little sploot of hair. So what brings you to Leafy Springs?
Well, we were passing through one of the towns that seemed to be making its way on out, to say the least. There was a large pumpkin thing that started throwing its head at us. Apparently, we weren't supposed to step on the grass. But then, as luck would have it, it seems that one of your foreman husband, I believe is the foreman, one of his men.
Oh, you met Colt?
We haven't met Colton yet.
Mr. Crow.
We met Jacob, who works for Mr. Colt, and he said that if we had any questions about maybe the gas that's going around the valley, I've been seeing some things since I started coming to this place, and he said that if we had any questions, the best people to ask were between you and Colt. But we didn't want to bother the foreman when we weren't sure if we were going to be sticking around for work, but could always use a haircut.
Oh, well, you did come to the right place. And she reaches over, she pulls another lever, and shackles will click over each of your arms.
I promise I won't fight.
I don't usually let this happen until the third date.
That'll make this easy.
Oh.
And we'll go ahead and cut away.
Uh-oh.
Chris is just standing outside with her arms crossed. Is there a conversation that Rakel would like to have with Tris, or?
No. Rakel
Okay.
would like to try and check on the spiritual activity. Not the ghosts.
Not the ghostly activity, the spiritual activity.
Right, but specifically she is looking for a spirit that would sort of represent the cycle of life and death, and the veil and everything. In her past she would have one of the spirits that she would have found was this sort of secular thing. It would start off as a mix between a vulture and a raven. That sort of carrion bird, scavenger bird, with its head, which is flesh and blood, covered in a sort of skeletal, like a corvid skull. Um, that would, in a similar vein to a phoenix, would sort of decay, become mange, then die, rot, and then be represented as um, putrescence, centipedes, ants, and flies, and fungus that would eventually animate the skull, then coalesce into another chick. Like it's a dead phoenix thing.
It's
It's
a
rotten
phoenix. It's a phoenix of death. Okay. Totally. Would you like to make a nature check to try and track this down?
I would love to see if something like this is around, and if the cycle is healthy, or is it stuck?
Okay.
This is nature. That's the nature button. 17.
17. Okay. I think you find it, but I think it leads you away from your search for it leads you a small distance away from the barber shop. You kind of have to step out a little bit into not the wilds necessarily, just like to find a place that's not as populated, because the spirits are not always amenable to being near civilization. I think that you look down at your feet and you're kind of drawn to some like mouse tracks that sort of drag through the dirt in a way that a creature would walk if it were not feeling well. And you follow this a fair distance. You go down an alley, and next to some garbage, there is, in fact, a mouse that is dead. I won't go into too much detail regarding that. But you feel that spiritual energy there. And as you sort of crouch over it and inspect it more, you can see that from its corpse, there is like about the size of a hummingbird, I would say. There is a little egg just sort of nestled into its rib cage. And it is as you suspect that you have a feeling here, like usually if you sit and watch for a little while, first of all, it would be larger. Usually if you sit and watch for a little while, that egg would eventually hatch, and then like that spirit would rise and then go about its life cycle. It is in a state of arrested development.
Hey, Chris?
Yes, sorry, I was gonna post a meme about Arrested Development. What, how can I help you? She's been following at a distance.
Have, have you noticed anything even more off about the area? I I don't I don't feel like things are moving. Like I don't think life is progressing.
Well, I have been a bit perturbed that the ghosts that are here can move around as much as they do, and Yeah, out of the ordinary from the ones that I have interacted with before. Are you saying that there's something fundamentally wrong with this place?
Yeah.
I see. Well, that's perhaps something we need to explore more. What is it you're sensing exactly?
Have we noticed like is there just like an absence of living things in the area, or is it specifically that things continue to die in the area?
Everything here, everything in the miasma is brought closer to death. Um, so I would say yes, there is a distinct lack of life here, just in the sense that like life in general, whether it's like animals or people or whatever, um, life tends to like want to stay alive. So anything that brings it closer to death, its antithesis, um, would be sort of instinctively wrong, and it would disquiet any living creature to some degree. Um, as you're like sort of ruminating on this, you remember how Jacob, like, he kind of likes to wear his mask, and like even though it doesn't kill you, the fact that it brings you closer to death, it like you reckon with death day after day. Like it's something that if you're going to stay here, you are motivated subconsciously to try and sort of subvert it, repress it, ignore it. Or if you don't stay here, like if you are not like motivated to stay here, you would want to avoid it. These are the ideas that you get, like would instinctively be there for a living creature.
Being in this place where things are just brought to death, it I don't know, something's wrong. It's not just the dying, it's that nothing is coming from it. There's no rot, there's no like when things die, things come out from them. Uh, you'll get, you know, maggots, centipedes, fungus. I'm not seeing any of it. Like it's just stuck and dead.
I see the cycle is stopping.
It,
It's
it,
hitting death, but not moving on to the decay, becoming part of the earth again.
there's no life from death. It's just dead.
Well, that is a problem, and very unnatural. I think we need to learn a little bit more about this fog. Because if it is a created thing, an unnatural thing, as I am presuming it is, something's keeping the spirits from moving on. Perhaps the spirits are fueling it in some way. What purpose would you have for spirits? We should get to the bottom of this.
I don't, I don't, I don't want to be here while this is going on too much longer.
Understood. Would you prefer if we left, or would you like to fix it?
I don't think we would get too far without fixing it.
I agree. Let's go get our friends and see what they found out. We'll fix this. You hear?
She just puts her hand down on the dead rat. And just like looks at it for a little bit. And then she just gives a little nod. Like you're just looking at this girl just touch a rat.
Does not bother me at all.
Alright. And then she gets up and walks up with you towards the barbershop.
Yep. I am a tree. Decay and death. A-okay. I eat the shit.
These are the two in the party that are the most on the same page, especially in this matter. Okay. You guys start heading back towards the barber shop, and the first thing that you notice is that like the door is shut, the windows are darkened, they're kind of like curtains pulled over all of the windows. And there's a very prominent like sign that like you can like flip to say like open or closed. And it says closed.
Did they leave?
I'm gonna make a check to see.
Um
I don't like that at all.
for like how are you going about determining like what are you trying to determine? And
I'm going to catch a passing spirit. Beg your pardon. Would you mind ever so kindly to peek inside that building and let me know if there are and she'll describe Ruth and Kid to them if they are still inside.
sure.
No?
This passing spirit is just sort of like stopped. He's wearing like a pinstripe suit. He's got a fedora on. And in that fedora you can see he's got 5 playing cards just sort of like in his fedora. It's 2 black 8s and 2 black aces, and then like one card that's flipped over so you can't see what it is. And he's sort of like sitting there, and a savvy person would notice that this guy is here casually, as in like, oh, I didn't mean to see. I didn't mean.
I didn't see you there.
I didn't see you there. Wow, we're in the same place.
Yeah.
Also, I mentioned the pinstripe suit. He like turns to look at you, and he's like, he's got a cigarette that he just lit in his mouth. And you notice that there is like a hole blown in his chest, like motherfucker got shot.
Yeah.
And he just sort of like looks up and he goes, oh, in there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't want to go in there. That's a bad place to be.
Well, what happens in there?
Well, haircuts mostly. Teeth pulling, surgery, that kind of thing. If you work here, and you ain't got no law.
I see. And if a person does have law, they are in danger in that facility?
Oh, no, not in that facility. It's where they take you after, is where you're in danger.
Well, where would that be, my friend?
He smiles at you, and there's a shine to one of his teeth that like if he were like in full Technicolor, he would have a gold tooth.
Oh, for sure.
And he says, well, I would love to show you. And he like throws out a hand to like shake with you. And they say, Mr. Hands. My friends call me Dead Man Hands.
Charmed. I'm Triss.
He will sort of like enchanté, and he like, just sort of like make to like kiss your hand. And then he sort of like pulls you in and whispers, your friends have been taken to the debate room.
I see. What goes on there?
I'll show you. and that's where we're gonna go on break.
Okay.
Hey, so when we come back, we're going to find out what this debate room situation is. But until then, we are going to be taking a quick break. So don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you all shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. Hello, everybody. We are back. There has been some developments about a discussion room. I'm not looking forward to it. Debate hall. But I'm not the GM. Wings, take us away.
It's called the debate room. And I think that we can cut ahead directly to the action. The action being Triss and Rakel being led through a crowded room full of ghosts, just sort of smoking and joking and having a grand old time. Mr. Deadman Hands has led you into a casino. And he like takes you past all the slot machines. He takes you past all of the game tables. And then he takes you into a back room. And he just sort of like jerks a thumb at you guys and says, "They're with me," when he is confronted by a bouncer. Then he takes you down into a dark room. I think that you even have to like get into one of those like rickety ass like scary elevators with like the door you have to pull across and whatnot.
Just love this from the view of Rakel, who's just like standing there. There's nothing in the room. Like it goes from my view to Rakel's view, and ghost. Just like moving around ghosts.
I think that Rakel has been in the miasma for long enough that she would at least see like dark silhouettes of people, and she like if she really like listens hard, while like Triss is talking to a ghost, she can hear that ghost's voice. Because as you know, the longer you stay in the miasma, the closer you get to death, the more likely you're able to be able to see the ghosts. And Rakel is getting close to that, I think.
We're fine.
You get taken down this elevator, and the door opens, and what you find is a smoky cigar lounge that appears to be a kind of there's a bunch of like theater seating, and there are ghosts that like are like very well dressed. They seem to be like, you know, they came from the upper crust of those who died. And this theater seating is overlooking what appears to be some sort of arena. And there is also a table like off to the side that appears to be I don't know if I don't know if Triss has been entrenched in a culture similar to this long enough to recognize a like a betting table, like a gambling booth, like where somebody is like taking bets and quoting
The circus
odds.
probably had something like that, like
Yeah.
after hours gambling.
That's what that looks like. Mr. Hands will explain to you that anybody with, if they manage to catch anybody with law, they always get taken to the debate room. And typically the way that hashes out is that there's only ever really one person with law left after that.
Meaning that the person that they are fighting comes out, or they have to fight each other to the death.
My understanding is that you can register as a team. But
So there is someone that they are fighting.
yes, currently the champion has gone several months now without a failure.
I see.
And I gotta say, I've lost a lot betting against him.
Well, that is fair. Thank you for your assistance, Mr. Man Hands.
Hands, dead man hands.
Mr. Dead Man Hands.
You can just call me Hands if that helps.
Mr. Hands. She's gonna walk forward a little bit and lean over to Rakel. I have not had many good experiences with the living. I don't know if it's come across that way. This is one of those experiences that does make my sap boil a little.
All right. What specifically about this is bothering you?
The fact that they are forced to fight for their lives.
I didn't catch any of your
I'm so
conversation.
sorry. I
I
forgot that you
still,
couldn't.
it's
No,
it's
right.
very like they're
Understandable.
not speaking primordial.
My apologies. Um, she will relay the information to Rakel about what's actually going on here.
So we think Ruth and Kid got, and they're gonna be.
Forced to fight the champion of this arena.
But didn't you call this a debate room? Aren't they like arguing?
I think they're debating with their fists. I think it's supposed to be a cheeky wording as opposed to an accurate description of the room.
Everybody up here does that. Why
It
can,
is frustrating.
Why can no one say what they mean?
It's a deception tactic, my friend. I am as perturbed about it as you are, though I understand that it does not come across in my features. I would like to personally burn this place to the ground. She looks to you to see what your reaction to that statement is.
To Rakel or to Dead Man Hands?
No,
To
no,
me.
I assume he
Okay,
left.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, are, can are there people around that would be able to stop us?
Are there people around that would be able to stop us?
Well,
So far, those who have crossed the veil have not affected us in very many ways.
give me a perception check.
I'm dying.
That's a 15. That's not bad.
I'm
Yeah, 15
dying.
ain't- 15
Looks
ain't bad.
around.
That was a 2 on the die.
Bless.
Jesus. Oh, roll 20. Triss, you may also make a perception check if you're looking for like possible threats in this room.
Absolutely. 18.
18. Okay. Both of you are able to kind of put together the fact that like yes, there are like ghost bouncers kind of like posted up, but like looking them up and down, you feel like they're kind of there more for the other ghosts than they are for you necessarily. The arena itself appears to have some sort of protections on it. It's not law, but there is like some manner of artifice running through it. You suspect it would make it difficult to exit it after entering.
And we think
How many living people are here?
Zippo, like 0. This is a dead man's lounge.
Ah.
It's a dead man's world, and you're just living in it.
Hell yeah.
and okay, so we get the sense that this place is warded from the inside and that Ruth and Kid are in there.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely.
Yep. You like looking around, you can see like signs posted up that are like advertising odds for the upcoming fight. And like more and more dead people are crowding in because like this is an event. This is something that doesn't happen very often. So like word is rapidly spreading, and it seems that they're like before the fight starts, they are mostly just waiting to fill seats.
Where okay, so in the area that we're going into, what is what place looks like it would not be for the public? Like I'm looking for like ways into the back rooms.
Oh, absolutely. On either side of this like balcony that's overlooking the arena, there are stairs that sort of like go down towards the sides of the arena, and you can see that there are like cage doors on the sides that would like indicate the direction that people like. Let me.
I I would like to find a green room.
Okay. Yeah. Rakel, you can descend those stairs and find a door. And behind that door, you can actually hear all manner of like animal sounds.
Okay.
The door is, of course, locked.
Uh-huh. Is there a key around?
Give me a perception check.
27.
27. Okay. I am afraid not. Um, this you can. Oh my God. Uh, I'll say you can see like across the arena on the other side. There is an identical like door stairs setup situation. You see a ghost just phase through the door on the other side.
Is there another entrance? Like a window of
There is an entrance from the interior of the arena.
Hmm. Would you like me to send someone in to see how our friends are doing?
yeah.
Wonderful. Excuse me. She says to
Just-
someone.
Just looking for a random person.
Uh-huh.
I will say this. Most people who are in here are like lazy looking, like besuited fat cats
Mhm.
who would enjoy watching someone fight to the death.
Yeah. Um, she will. Are there any ladies in the house? Any arm candy?
Sure. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes. That
I beg
we can
your
have
pardon.
we could have a cigar girl
Yes.
wandering about.
Mm. I beg your
Cigars,
pardon.
cigarettes,
I beg your pardon,
cigars.
madam. No, thank you. I was wondering if you might do me a favor. Are you a person who I assume works here?
Mm-hmm. She like sort of like looks you up and down and is kind of like clocking what you're all about.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering, the fighters. I see the odds on the wall, but I'm wondering if you have any insights into them. Have you seen these new fighters?
Oh, oh yeah, I've seen them. I reckon they ain't got no chance against Thurisaz.
Oh, and why is that?
Oh, Thurisaz, he's a beast. I hear he's going through a breakup and he's taking it out on anybody who gets near him.
Well, that is great motivation for a fight. Would you know where the other challengers are? I'm just trying to get the best odds, and I really was wondering if you might. This is quite naughty, but if you could take a sneak peek and see what state these other fighters are in, and tell me if they are, well, if they're going to get knocked out in the first round, or maybe last a couple.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Okay. Am I good at that? I don't remember. I haven't had to use it. 9.
Oh, sweetheart. I'm sorry, but I can tell you're lying to me.
That is very fair. Those fighters are my friends, and we intend to make sure that they do not die today. So if you wouldn't mind going to check and make sure they're all right, I would greatly appreciate it.
All right, give me another diplomacy check.
Okay. 12.
Okay. She sort of looks you up and down and she says, well, I am here for compensation, so if you can find a way to make that worth my while, I might be inclined to do so.
I understand.
Are,
You are not.
are,
Yes?
are you? This is one of the employees.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, we're trying to get our friends, make sure they're okay. You're having
Mm-hmm.
trouble with that. Um, d- I mean, it sure would be a lot more entertaining for everyone here and shake up the odds a little bit more if our friends had some help, wouldn't it be?
That's true. How about this? If you go check on our friends, then I can guarantee you that we will help them win.
Okay.
You could bet
Um,
you could bet against the reigning champion and earn yourself quite a bit of money from what I can see.
she goes, and like very like clearly is like mulling this over. Uh, and in the meantime, fucking Mr. Hands comes back behind you. He's looking a little disheveled and he's all like, I put it all on you guys.
Wonderful.
Us guys?
The our friends. You can
Yous
hear
guys.
him now?
I'm I'm trying really hard to pay attention to what's going on. It's
You're doing
not
a great
easy.
job, sweetie.
He like doffs his cap and like offers you a hand.
I
Nice to
cannot
meet
see
you, sweetheart.
He tipped his hat to you.
I saw movement. It's like I'm looking at you without contacts. That is
Mhm.
something for the other side of the fourth wall.
That's all right. You don't need to see a ghost to fight.
Right.
As long as you're not fighting a ghost, which you are not. Just a
Wonderful.
gigantic rage monster.
Wonderful.
What
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of what rage monster? Is that a species? Is a description?
Not that I'm aware of. Are they humanoid?
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Whatever he is, he's big.
Right. So he's big. Someone's. Anyways, ma'am, if you don't mind, would you
Mhm.
kindly, take a look at our friends and see how they're doing?
You see Mr. Hands reach into his mouth and pull out this glowing blue coin. And he kind of just like rubs two of them together at her. And you see like he's now speaking her language. She sort of brightens up and she says, "Right away, miss." And you see her mince down the stairs and phase through the door.
She
The
turns to
language
Miss.
is cryptocurrency.
Yeah. Mr. Hand. Hands. Is there a way that I could procure some of those coins? Not from you. I'm just in general. Is it something that the living can trade in?
As far as I know, you gotta be dead to make one of these.
Understood. There's no transference of gold.
Oh, no. Gold's no good here.
Wonderful. Perhaps I can make them out of gold. Magic. Let's see how our friends are doing.
Okay. I want Ruth and Kid to both roll just a flat d20.
You got it. That's an 18. Yahoo!
What'd you get, RJ?
Oh, I thought it was just Ruth 8d20.
Yes, please.
A 6.
All right. Sounds like this cigar girl is gonna find Ruth. Ruth, your experience has been thus. A lever was pulled and you were strapped to a chair. Another lever was pulled and you sank into the floor. And there has been a lot of mechanical sounds thus far. And it has just been dark for some time.
In a way, this is almost pleasant. Just leave you here with your thoughts.
The sweet embrace of death.
Ah, you're here. Oh, that's good.
Kid is not here.
Oh.
You're
Well.
all alone.
Yeah, I can finally take my mask off. Ooh.
And until you see an ethereal ghostly face just sort of float in front of you.
Hello?
Hey there, mister. How you feeling?
Oh, I could be better. Do you happen to know who I can talk to get out of this thing?
No can do, sir. Sorry.
And why is that, pretty young thing?
Oh, that's not my job. You gotta fight Thorisaz fair and square.
Who? You said Thurisars?
Yeah, Thorisaz. Ruth, you would actually recognize this as a giant word.
Oh, good.
And it literally means giant.
Oh, shit. Well,
How you feeling?
Back's a little hurty. I thought the doctor would take care of that, but instead she strapped me to a chair and sent me into a deep, dark place.
That sounds about right. Is it hurting more than normal, or is that just the way that it usually is?
Usually is. After about 45, it just never really stopped feeling this way, and I think I should probably see somebody about it. But in my defense, last time I tried to see somebody about it, they strapped me to a goddamn chair and trapped me inside of a dark room!
Well, I'm awful sorry about that, sir. Do you think a ghost cigar would help?
That depends. Can I enjoy a ghost cigar?
I don't know. Let's find out. And like her head disappears for a second and she comes back and also like some arms like appear. It seems that you're in some sort of like closed box.
Oh.
And she like will poke a cigar into your mouth and then light it.
Huh.
It's kind of muted, but
Huh.
you can kind of taste it.
It's like the memory of a cigar.
Oh, that's sad.
No, it's fine. I wasn't much of a smoker to begin with anyways. Stuff will kill you, you know.
Well, a buddy of mine... Oh, you're so funny. A buddy of mine put a bunch of money on you, so you should probably win.
I will try my best not to die.
She just like shoop, disappears.
Well, that was awful nice.
that cigar girl will come mincing back towards you.
Hello, miss.
He's good to go, I think.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for your kindness.
He singular pronoun.
Oh, I only saw one of them.
All right, well, perhaps we should just wait for them to come out unless you want to attempt a rescue here.
Mr. Hands looks kind of nervous about that. And he says, listen. You guys, lawmakers, right?
That I did not say that.
I know the type. Trust me. And he just sort of like pokes a finger into his gun hole.
Mm. And if
No
we
hard,
were,
no hard feelings. I just knows them when I sees them.
mm-hmm.
Point
Well,
being,
seeing,
you're probably interested in finding a certain deputy, right?
yes, we are. You know of the Baron?
I know of him, and perhaps maybe his whereabouts.
I see. And if we allow this fight to take place and allow it to be won by our friends, you will take us to him?
Let me put it this way. You don't even have to win. I've been looking forward to a good fight for a really long time.
I think that is something we can oblige here. One more question. Those who have created this battle, they are of the living, yes?
Yeah. I would say that is an accurate statement.
But okay, who are they?
Oh, that would be the guys that are in charge around here.
Which would be who?
The second in command to the deputy.
Which
Foreman
would be who?
Firearms.
Holt and
Foreman
Daisy.
Firearms and Daisy Graves.
All right.
And if you want any more information than that, I gotta see you fight first. And he just sort of like claps his hands together and rubs them.
And if we needed to fight, how would we do that?
Well, I reckon if things start going a way you don't like, you could probably just jump down there, no problem.
Wonderful. One more question. What are the rules of this match?
Whoever lives, lives.
No rules. Well, that does work to our advantage. Rakel, shall we find our seats?
I guess.
I would like to be in a position where I can snipe, please.
Absolutely. 100. That is A-okay. You can do that.
I would like to be in a position close to where I heard the animal noises.
Yeah, that works for me. I will grab you guys and I will put you in some such a place. Do you want to be down the stairs next to the locked door, or do you want to be in a seat with Triss closest to where those animal noises were?
In a seat.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. Also,
all right, works.
Question.
Anything else?
There's been a change to my equipment that we have not had a narrative moment to bring up. Do I have it or no?
You're so right, Bestie. You do have it.
Okay.
But we can I have been waiting for a long rest in order to do that scene.
It's been so long since we had a fucking nap.
It's like Curse of Strahd all over again.
I will say, I forgot to, this has nothing to do with it. I just looked at my inventory. Triss did take a picture of the dead rat. with the camera.
Okay,
There's a little
that-
artsy, but mostly just functional.
that makes a lot of sense. Trispy would be the kind of person to take a picture of a dead rat.
I think I follow this Tumblr.
Oh, I have moved you guys. You have been moved to what you may call a battle arena. Is everyone able to see that?
Yes, but it looks very grainy / pixelated.
That is a
It
shame.
does not on my end.
Yeah,
Zoom
I think you
out.
might need to refresh, dude.
I tried that. I will just exit out of Roll20 and see about loading back in.
Okay.
It's clear as day.
You're
Rip to
also
your
going.
internet.
This is quite a large map, also, so you're going to want to like zoom out to at least 50,
Okay.
I'd say. Whee! I knew I should have turned this on its side. I am a fool. I don't know if I dare trust myself to do that now. If we hit the hour and we are still entrenched in this combat, I try not to break in the middle of a fight, but if we find ourselves needing to do that, we will.
No worries.
How much HP can this guy possibly have?
It's so funny. You're so funny.
It's to hide the pain. Dang,
Kid.
kid.
You are in a similar situation to Mr. Ruth, in a dark room, still kind of strapped to this chair. What is his sort of mental state, awaiting whatever fate is coming for him?
These are my friends, see them glisten, splendors you'll... why didn't I see this coming? I saw this coming, and yet I still sat in the goddamn chair. I gotta trust my gut more.
Oh, bless.
Okay.
How's it going, Simon?
It's still... There it goes. Okay. I am at 50%. We should be good.
Alrighty.
Swap over to the combat map.
Huzzah!
Combat!
Make sure that our audio is on.
Yes. It is, it is.
Something that I picked up on a while ago. That combat map looks really good. You've framed it nicely.
Oh,
Good
thank you.
job. I did very little. I did not crop this. I usually crop a map like this. It's pretty fucking big.
All right, well, let me get this into the initiative tracker.
Oh, I guess I should enter initiative too, shouldn't I?
Nah.
I mean, you don't have to. You don't. We don't have to fight about this. Yeah, shit.
All right. That is everyone, I believe. Awesome. Okay, we are rolled into initiative. The crowd starts to get pretty excited as the light sort of like classical music that has been playing to get this sort of sophisticated crowd amped up starts to fade out. And you hear somebody get on the mic and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, please draw your attention to the arena. You came here for a rumble and you're gonna get it. Please welcome to the Sorry. Please welcome to the debate room, Thorisaz. And these fucking like ghosts start like beating their feet on the floor of the balcony. People are getting excited. They're like waving around their gambling tickets. They are absolutely like a lot of these guys are absolutely certain of how this is gonna go. You hear like the clanking of metal and iron, like as these chains strain to lift up a gate at the end of the arena. And out steps, with thundering footsteps, a huge creature. Not a medium, not a large, a huge creature. 15 feet tall, with legs like the trunks of oaks. There is this humanoid with a grumpy ass face and these fucking spikes just like jutting out of its shoulders and its back. And it is slumped over. On its back is what appears to be strapped 2 canisters of miasma. And strapped to his face is a gas mask that seems to be pumping that miasma directly into his body. Thorisaz throws his arms up in the air and roars into that mask. Likewise, 2 more gates start to crank open with much less fanfare. And those chairs holding Ruth and Kid tip upwards and simultaneously like release those shackles, just sort of dumping them unceremoniously, blinking into this bright light. And you two immediately become aware of the fact that you are in what appears to be a fighting arena with a very large, very spiny looking angry man who is mean mugging you with a murderous intent.
The hell do they feed you? Hi.
Shit, hey!
At the same time.
I know that guy. At the top of the initiative is actually Triss.
Okie dokie. Boy, there's no rules. We were told that there were no rules, so I'm gonna pop off, sis.
Go for it.
Might as well, right? Second burst, same as the first, doing the same thing I always do. Top of the thing. Well, I guess that is a good question. Can I reach them from here? I will stall as I pull up my powers.
What in fact is the range?
That's a good question.
Remember, the range is written in squares rather than feet.
So the range is my rifle.
He's 19 squares away.
You're doing the
20.
rhyme, right?
So you
yes.
can hit.
Okay. 20 feet. Let's go. I'm gonna hit a little bit, but let's fucking go.
Let's go. Sorry.
All right, I have rolled it. That's 11 versus AC.
I believe an 11 will not hit its AC.
All right, so it's going to take half damage. So it's going to take 6 total cold damage.
Okay.
And the difficult terrain, it's a burst one, and it is difficult terrain.
Okay. That actually would fit the whole guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like that. That look right?
Mm-hmm.
I can put that on the map layer and remind me later when I'm like, why can't I move this? It is in fact on the map layer. As you do this, there like that it is a rifle, right?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I believe this is the Viper rifle you got off of the first
Sissy.
deputy, Miss Sissy. That bullet like fires, and there's like this like sickly green snake that just sort of like twists around the bullet as it shoots towards him. He turns at the last second and it bounces off of one of the spines on his shoulder. And it ricochets, and the fucking spine falls to the ground, and grows legs, long spidery legs, and this fucking like thing sort of like quickly morphs into a humanoid that pops up and goes, "Oh no, I'll fail out."
Does my rifle, so my Viper rifle is a +5. I don't know if that's factoring into my strike.
It should be. Let me look.
Because my attack is 3 in the settings on that.
It does say that.
There's a bunch of code words in here that I don't know.
You are correct about that. I'm gonna have to dig into that and figure out why it's doing that.
I can just add the attack bonus, like change that to a 5. If that is the case.
Don't mess with the code. Just add the number that you know needs to go on there.
Right. I'm not gonna do the mess with the macro, but there is a space for attack bonus that I can fill in.
I don't know if it's hooked up to that.
Okay, dope. I won't touch anything.
Because I don't remember exactly how I set it up.
Sure, I will make a note.
It should be a +5, is what you're saying, and it
Yes,
looks like it's currently a +3. So just add an extra 2 on top of your attack rolls.
Okay.
So that would have been a 13. It still would not have hit.
Yeah. I will make a note for that.
Kids are going wild, chasing each other around the room. Oh no, I'll fail out.
That is my major action. I don't think I will keep sitting here. That's nice. I'll wait.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Thorasaz on his turn. He is going to move forward. He has a movement of 5, and he is in difficult terrain. First of all, he starts in the Rhyme Strike, which does 5 damage if you're in it.
Yep. 5 cold.
Takes that 5 cold damage, and he is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to step out of there. He's going to use a minor action. Let me see if this actually is within range. It is not. It is not in range. I'm gonna roll a d20 to see who he walks towards, actually. To fucking do one of these fuckers. Sorry, not monetizable language. Yeah, he's gonna head towards Kid. He'll use his action to move a second time. He's going to head in Kid's direction, just slightly. And he's going to use a minor action, Breath of Death. He rears back and exhales through the vents in his mask. And a concentrated miasma is going to pool around Kid. Does a 12 hit your fortitude?
It does not.
All right. You manage to hold your breath at the last second and not breathe in this harmful gas.
Do we have our weapons on us?
We do.
Kid is spinning his rifle like a baton, just whacking away the mist.
So the biggin, our dear giant friend, has taken a step towards Kid. So Ruth would like to move to the back of where this thing is, so that way he can see the large canisters that it has mounted on its back. I'm going to use one of the 2 remaining sticks of dynamite that I have. I'm gonna light it on the ghost cigar, and I'm gonna aim for the canister apparatus that is on the back of this creature.
That is some crazy D&D bullshit that 4E is not built for, and I am so willing to play ball for
Hooray!
Let's
You're
do
playing
this.
ball like my dad never would.
Oh, 4th edition. You're just like my dad. You never play ball with me.
Okay, I'll have one dynamite left after this.
Do I need to grab the dynamite
Yes,
so that you can hit the macro? You know what? I do need to do that. All right, Mr. Dinamite, come with me.
Dinamite.
I keep on forgetting that we're going to need you.
You sound like my dad.
These goobers. There you go.
Hooray!
You gave us the option for dynamite. Why do you think we won't use this at every opportunity we could get?
You know, I rarely expect anything, and it is because I am a fool.
So it's 10 versus reflex.
Okay. And is this in one of them? There are 3x3 squares.
It is a burst within 10.
Burst one.
A burst
So
one.
I'm
Yeah, so that's one of them.
to this place, so that way it also gets the minion.
Okay. If it had hit, I would have been willing to say like, yeah, it fucking busts the canister. But it does not, and it misses the minion.
Dang.
But it will do half damage to Trisannas, who is currently at 69 hit points.
Nice. I'll deal him 3.
I'll just put that dynamite up here.
Yeah, thank you.
Put it over here, out of the way. Not as distracting. Kid, it is your turn, my friend, unless, Ruth, you have anything else on your turn you want to do.
I moved and threw dynamite. And now he's just smoking this ghost cigar, feeling very cool.
God, I gave you a ghost cigar.
Okay, he is within range, minor action, Aegis of Shielding.
Okay. Are you marking him?
Yes, I am going to mark him.
Okay. Trisannas.
And now I use Vanishing Blade.
Okay.
13 versus AC?
I'm afraid a 13 will not hit.
Action points.
Did take damage. No, it's fine. It's fine. I have a need for that action point later. I turn invisible.
You sure do?
Gonna give myself a little ninja icon.
Yeah, do that.
And then I'm just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pop myself right there.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Thorn minion on his turn is gonna pop up. There's a fella here wearing a leather jacket that looks awful familiar. And he says, "Don't get any closer." And he's gonna try and kick you.
Who?
This little guy who fell
I'm
off.
invisible.
The big guy. Oh shit, you're right. Does a 19 hit you?
He knows where I am?
Well, let's look at the rules for invisibility.
I'm pretty sure I might get like a buff to visibility 40. Becomes invisible. Thank you.
Targeting what you can't see. If an invisible creature is hidden from the attacker can neither hear nor see it, and it has to guess the creature's position. If the invisible creature is not hidden from the attacker can hear it or sense some other sign of presence, and therefore knows where it is, although it still can't see the creature. So you turned invisible, but you were not stealthed necessarily. You didn't hide.
Got
So it is harder to hit you, but he can still target you.
It's the movie magic where you see the little feet in the dirt.
Yes, it is a -5 penalty to the attack. So would a 19 hit your AC?
No.
All right. The invisibility did its job.
Yippee.
He's doing high kicks around your head. I know you're here somewhere. Rakel, it is your turn. Were you able to find yourself on the map?
Yes, but I'm very far away.
Indeed.
If I were to try and jump down around here ish, could I do that?
I'm not seeing your indicator.
God dang it.
If you
Here.
Oh, there. Yes, you could. If you went this direction and then just hop down this way.
Mhm.
Totally. Yeah, I won't make you do any acrobatics or anything. You could just do that.
Cool. I'm gonna do that and pop out my boy.
Okay.
That
I
I mean,
probably ought to grab him for you.
that's it.
There's a boy.
Here comes the boy.
Hello, boy. There he is. Rakel pops up from her seat, vaults that railing, jumps down, and releases Morabek.
Okay. Is that a closed door in front of me?
Yes.
Is it a locked door in front of me?
Yes.
Damn it. Okay.
Is there
Is there an opening or anything?
like easy egress through this door? No. But you can, however, attack the door if you would like to try and break it down.
Yes.
Okay. I will allow this.
Please.
A 10 is enough to hit.
Okay. Okay. I do 1 damage.
One damage is a really unlucky roll.
No,
you might
I think that's just Rakel's strength.
Oh, Rakel. Did you want to use Morabek to attack here? Or
Absolutely.
Okay.
What is the reflex of a door?
Non-existent. A door ain't gonna dodge you, that's for sure. I think
that
I
was
think
not
13
Stalker's
damage would be enough to bash this door down
Okay.
as Morabek comes flying at it.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. Triss, you are at the top of the round.
Yes, I am. Abaddon is being needy, but that doesn't matter. And I can do another attack. She says fuck that can in particular. I am going to do a
Oh,
there's
I'm sorry.
there's
1 second, I need to rewind a little bit. Kid, you used your daily, right? It didn't hit, but it would still do half damage. Do you know if we recorded that damage?
No.
We did not.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do that damage. And another thorn is gonna fall off of this guy.
all right. I'm going to do a Wrath of the Destroyer hit, which is an encounter.
Okay.
So she is going to attempt to strike at it. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. What did I want? Does this creature have reach?
Yes.
All right. I am going to then use possessing spirits, which might be a little controversial here, but let's see. It's a 15 versus will
15
on the big
versus
guy.
Will. Ooh. Let me see. Yeah, 15 will hit as well.
All right. I'm gonna do 8 damage, and then the target is going to have to make a basic melee attack against as a free action against the enemy adjacent to it.
Oh, that's cruel.
If
Okay.
that hits, then they're both dazed until the end of my next turn.
Okay, real quick, another thorn falls off of this guy as he gets hit by that. There are just like men like falling out of this creature's body.
Just innocent men.
Hallelujah.
Any particular guy you want him to hit?
One next to him. I'll leave that up to him. Which one does he hate the most?
Oh, that's a good question. He hits that guy, and that guy
right.
pops. You hear a shower of coins.
Yeah. Oh, I see what's happening here. Yeah, so they're both dazed, and well, he is dazed until the end of my next turn. Suck on that, big fella, she says quietly under her breath. I wonder what this looks like, though. Because as she shoots, you know what? This is what happens. Heck it. As she shoots, the person next to her gets wrapped up in the arrow and hits him, and is like kind of like shoved into possessing this being for just a moment, and he's very confused. One of the big cats, the big wigs, the fat cats with a cigar.
Yeah. Yeah, Trisannas' eyes like glow like this with this ghostly light for a second, and he turns around and just backhands the thorn behind him. And then like he looks confused and sort of dazed, and that like fat cat comes like floating out of him going, "Well, I never," and like disappears. Okay. Trisannas, he's dazed. RJ, would you mind looking up the condition dazed for me?
Yeah, chef.
Thank you.
Dazed is a condition. You grant combat advantage. You can take either a standard, a move, or a minor on your turn. You can't take immediate actions or opportunity actions, and you can't flank an enemy.
Okay. You, RJ, are still invisible, correct?
Until the end of my next turn.
All right. He is going to try and take a swing at you regardless.
I'm going to pop my armor.
Does an 18 hit your reflex?
18 does not.
Oh, but you're targeting your armor. You're doing your armor.
Yeah, I'm going to make him hit
Okay.
himself.
Okay.
It's essentially he hits the ground and Kid like tugs on the armor a little bit more and bashes Tharzan's face into the wall before pushing him back.
All right. That definitely hits. He angrily is going to spend his action point to try and hit you again. Another thorn is going to fall out of him, by the way. Oh, wait, actually. No, he's not going to spend that action point because he just got bloodied. Did I say that one thorn falls out of him?
All thorns fall out of him.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh
This is gonna
no.
This is going to
Oh my
no!
god. It's a good thing those are minions, right? They're minions,
oh,
right?
no! Oh no, it's raining me!
It's raining men.
Whoa!
I see now what I have done was a mistake and I should have let you hit me.
gonna take a minute to just sort of take all of these guys and roll them each into initiative. This is probably not a good way to do this.
Mr. Ruth,
Eh!
don't die.
Oh, I haven't been touched this whole time.
You're doing great, sweetie. Rakel, you look amazing.
Help!
He's fine. He's faking it.
I think that all of those minions law uses that he has absorbed into himself, if you haven't gathered that.
Wait, no, hold
They-
up.
Oh, here's the thing about these guys. They all look identical.
Wait, don't we know that one? And he'll point towards the thorny toad.
Yeah.
I've seen you
Actually-
before.
They do look very, very familiar. In fact, yeah, everyone but Rakel would recognize these guys as Thorny Toad Jim's thorns.
Hmm.
Wait a
And
second.
as this guy just sort of like disassembles into like a bunch of men, like just sort of like holding on to each other, they all like fall and like jumble to the ground and sort of like roll around, and then they all start like hopping up and going, hit me, no, hit me, and the other one, and like one in the back goes, I don't want to get hit.
Hit that one the hardest.
You got it.
Haven't we killed your kind before?
I can't believe you managed to pop him on his own turn. How embarrassing.
I mean, technically, well, no, yes, it was.
He
his
swears
turn.
it's not usually like this.
All my stuff happens on other people's turns. So.
You know what? Fair enough. Okay. I've dragged this guy off to the side, you know, because I might need him. But
They have a reassemble function. Don't like
yeah,
that.
for the time being, don't worry about the fact that he's here.
Everybody get together and group hug. Oh, that's nice.
Which one of you are going through the breakup right now? I am confused.
All of us.
I think we just broke him up ourselves.
Hey. Oh, I didn't even put that together. I really should just take credit for these things. Also, I should hit the button that makes this happen because there's a wall of text for you guys to read.
Trisannas splits into a number of thorn minions equal to the remaining thorn pool, emptying the pool, each occupying a space within 10 feet of the original creature, or 10 squares of the original creature. The thorn minions act on their own initiative count. Effects applied to the original do not apply to the thorn minions after the split occurs. Can't split if reduced to 0 hit points by the attack that bloodied it. The prime thorn may use his action to combine with the chain of adjacent thorns back into one Trisannas, whose maximum hit points is equal to 4 per thorn combined.
Oh, so if we AoE these fucks and then he tries to reassemble.
He's just yelling, I'll form the head into an empty room.
It's like the big boo from Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. So, while you're reading that, Ruth, a thorn minion moved to flank. Does 24 hit your AC?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. That's very sad for him. Another thorn minion is going to move. These guys are scrambling. It's like you guys just kicked over an anthill. It's like so much movement, so many gangly guys wearing these thorny leather jackets and shouting in a commotion of sort of like sort of whiny southern drawl. Fucking kid is still invisible, but that's not gonna stop this little thorn from trying to fucking hit him. I do need to click on the thorn in order to do that. Does a 12 does not... no, sorry. Oh, God. Fucking math. Yeah, 12. 12 doesn't hit your AC, right?
No.
Okay. Sick. Ruth, it is your turn, my friend.
Oh. And what a turn it is going to be.
Please go down that list of people after you because oh my god.
Okay. So first thing, I guess the first question is, what is the best, or with the dynamite, let's do a little bit of review here.
Yeah.
So it's area burst 1 within 10. So is that everyone 2 squares away from where the initial blast would be?
It'd be like this, I think.
You see that blue square right there?
Yeah.
It would be the same area as that.
Okay. So if that is the case, the best use for this would be to throw the dynamite. Let's say here will probably be the most effective.
Indeed.
Dynamite. And then
Action point?
if the dynamite doesn't work, because I only have the one thing of dynamite anyways, I would rather use the dynamite or use an action point to do something else.
Okay.
So
that tracks to me.
Yeah.
Because in this situation, using an action point means that you are taking another action, which means that the dynamite has been used.
Yes. So that is what we are doing there. My move is, where is it? 6. Okay. So then we would want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So moving 5 will get me here. And yes, I know I will provoke 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks of opportunity in order to get there.
Motherfucker don't care.
I get a increase to my AC when I provoke attacks of opportunity.
By
my feat called defensive mobility.
Okay. Well, I know, but like, what is your AC now that I'm trying to hit?
So I believe defensive mobility gives me a +2 to my AC. Checking now.
29.
+2 AC. So my AC will then jump to 28.
Only one of them hit you
Cool.
for 8 damage.
Awesome. So then I will go to 32, and then with my action point, I am instead going to use my encounter power, Dire Wolverine Strike. So I must be wielding 2 melee weapons, each enemy in a burst I can see, which is the burst around me. 10 versus AC.
10 versus AC?
Yes.
I'm afraid that doesn't hit.
Rats. Well, we're in it, gang. And that is all I can do.
The rolls are pretty nasty today. Okay. Thorn minion. He's a minion. Who's a thorn? Ranged attack on Mr. Ruth. 18 versus AC is not gonna hit. Next one. This guy is gonna stay where he's at. Oh, by the way, these ranged attacks, they are literally just like grabbing their nose, leaning over, and like, blowing like they're gonna like blow out their eardrums. And instead, these thorns well up on the back of their leather jackets and like fly across the room, like the way that like people think porcupine quills work, and they don't actually.
Hell yeah.
This one's gonna go for Kid, but it's a -5 since he's still invisible. That won't hit. Let's see. This one's going to try and attack Kid melee-wise. Still won't hit. This one is gonna try and move over here. Is gonna do a ranged attack on Mr. Ruthie. 27 to hit.
Does hit.
Okay, that's gonna be 6 damage. You've got ongoing 2 poison.
Okay.
I'll put a green on you. This one's save ends.
All right.
Okay. Next one is going to move up here. and likewise will also try to ranged attack Mr. Ruth.
That hits.
27 versus AC,
Mhm.
6 damage ongoing, 2. This won't stack. This is you can only have like
One instance.
of these instances
Okay.
going at once, because like, can you imagine if it didn't? This
Plus
guy
32 damage at the start of your turn.
This guy's gonna run up and he's going to try and do a big kick on Kid, a 21 versus AC.
That hits.
8 damage. This one right here is gonna run up and also try to do a big kick on Mr. Ruth. 19 versus AC will not hit, and then one last thorn minion is right next to Ruthie. He's gonna attack. And that's gonna be a 30 versus AC for 8 damage. Alright, Kid. It is finally your turn.
I've got one attack.
Okay.
You're fine. Rub some dirt in it.
Hold on, wait a minute, rub a little dirt in.
I'm going to smack the duder in front of me with a basic melee. Oh, I'm also visible again. Whoop-ba-ba-ba. God, too many windows. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. No, that's just gonna open. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the guy in front of me. Booming Blade, 16 versus AC.
I believe that's a yes. It is.
Heck yeah. Okay. How many squares do I teleport? 3. Yeah. Kid appears behind this guy, just side swipes him, side of the head, gets dusted, teleports 3 squares away. 1, 2, 3, 3?
Yeah.
I'll go here.
Death for him.
I'm gonna use an action point to bop the dude on above me.
Okay.
If it loads. Thank you. And this is where I put my trophy, if I had one.
That will also hit.
Yeah.
Death for him as well.
That's 19
Oh.
damage.
Wasted on these minions.
Go on, group hug. I want to hit something big. Oh, I also get to teleport again.
Is that genuinely how Kid is handling this combat?
Yeah, there's too many people to hit. He specializes on one-on-ones.
He says group hug. I want to hit something big.
I am
Alright.
Goku right now. I want to fight you at your full power because honestly, this is lame.
I don't.
It's
I'm
time.
fine the way this is.
I don't actually mean that, Wings.
It's time for another
Conga
dude,
line.
if you are thinking in terms of Goku, that's precisely what I want out of this. Yes, it's time for another conga line. Let's go. 16 versus AC on Ruthie is not gonna hit, even if it's an 18. Next one is going to ranged attack on Ruthie. You're within 3, right?
27 for 6 damage and 2 ongoing.
Gonna scoot forward. All right. This guy right here, he's gonna ranged attack on Ruthie. 13 is a no-go,
Yes.
my friends. Oh my god. All right, this one's gonna run up to Kid and try and give him a big kick. Natural 20 for 8 damage.
It's a good thing I only take the 8, right?
Yeah, it's a good thing minions are nerfed in that regard. This one is gonna run up here. And is gonna try and Thorn Quill fucking Kid. 23 versus AC.
Yep.
That's gonna be 6 damage with 2 ongoing poison. As a quill jabs into your body. And you can feel that that yucky miasma actually flowing through that. These guys all kind of have it's like sticking to them. It's sticking to their skin and their hair and their clothes, the way that like smoke sticks to a person who smokes. Rakel, it is your turn.
Is there Okay, so I have busted down this door to the place where I had heard animal noises. Is there an animal in that cage?
Yes, indeedy.
What kind of animal?
Um, looks like an octopus.
No, it's a displacer
That
beast.
looks like a displacer beast, but like,
That
what kind of
that
animal?
is in fact a displacer beast. It looked like an octopus from afar, but yeah, I think you see a displacer beast in
I'm
there.
glad they don't just have a octopus in a landlocked cage with
I was
no
thinking
water.
that was cruel. Like, why would they do that, right? Hold-
It's
let me zoom in a-
camouflaged.
Zoom in a little bit. Because there's another critter on the left that looks like a kitsune.
Weeb.
Don't call me a weeb.
I know. I know.
I know weebs. That I have a weeb friend who is like, I get so mad with people who pronounce it kitsune. It's kisune.
No, it's. I'll pronounce it however I wish.
So I want to bust open this cage.
Get him.
Yes.
I would like. I would like to do that.
It sounds like Morbek is going to be attacking another cage.
Mm-hmm. What is the fortitude of a cage?
Unfortunately higher than a
Action point.
Hey, there you go.
That looks much better.
Put a displacer beast in there and let it go crazy.
Okay. Full disclosure, I don't have a stat block for a displacer beast.
I can pull one up.
Okay. Sure. We're raw dogging it.
I'm helping.
It's gonna be in the roll 20.
What level is it?
Level 9.
Funny that. All right then.
Hey, the rule was whoever was left alive.
You guys can have one displacer beast
As a treat.
as a treat. How big are these guys? Like large?
They're about
large.
like you can ride one, yeah.
Large fey magical beast.
Incredible. How many hit points?
97. Bloody at 48.
Jesus fuck. Okay.
Armor class 23.
What is its initiative?
11.
Okay.
Now,
Connor,
the
you want to
two
roll
of
me a
you
d20?
need to get out of there.
Connor, you need to roll d20.
Okay.
We're getting
on
at
an
it.
I'm
initiative,
helping.
on an initiative of 31.
Have I ever told you about the horse with 60 initiative?
I mean, so this makes sense because it's going right after Rakel.
What's new, pussycat?
Whoa.
All right, I'm sorry. Could you tell me the hit points again? It didn't take.
97.
Okay.
It clearly owes Rakel a life debt now and would not hurt Rakel's friends.
Rakel, can you roll me a nature check?
$27.
27.
Pretty good.
Said this kitty's level 9.
Yes.
Let me check real quick.
Level 9
Something.
skirmisher.
Level 9, it's 27. That beats a 23. Rakel gets to live today. What does Rakel do to prevent this displacer beast from immediately mauling her?
So Morbek and I are busting open its cage and immediately backing up. We're essentially doing the thing where we are uh we're doing the equivalent of releasing the bobcat from the snare, attempting to free the predator without drawing its ire, just trying to put forth that feeling of familiarity, and letting it out at in the direction of its oppressors.
Great. All right. This large critter, rippling muscles, lashing tentacles with barbed ends, snarls in your direction, sort of hisses. This is not a act of aggression, but more of a threat display, warning you to keep your distance.
Yep.
And it stalks away from you, keeping a wary eye. It has a movement speed of 12. So,
Yeah.
this fucking gate is open, so I suppose. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Just like looking at this map and making sense of it. It can head in this direction, hop down here, and start mauling fucking thorns.
Wings, it has a reach of 2, by the way, so it doesn't need to get that close.
It would like to, though.
It probably looks like it's that close, but again, it is
It's a
displaced.
displacer beast.
Okay, hold on. There's a whole new stat block for me to deal with here. Melee ranged attack hits the displacer beast. If the player rolled an odd number on the attack roll, the attack misses. If a player
I'm
rolled
a
an
great
even number on
healer.
the attack roll, the attack hits as normal. and
You're
the beast
preventing
loses its
damage,
swing to the
I
floor.
hope.
So there's just
Okay.
there's just a 50-50 on whether or not this actually hits or misses, even if you hit its AC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it shifts. It shifts when it's missed. Shifts up to half its speed at any point during that movement. It uses its tentacle once or 2 times against different creatures.
It
Okay.
shifts at will when you miss it. Oh my god, that's a nightmare.
Sure is. Sounds like it would be an effective challenge for someone at level 9. Oh boy. Okay.
So at level 4, we should be great.
One of these guys goes down. Another guy, this misses. All right, it's time for some thorn minions. They start panicking. Wait a second. Wait, no. Not the displacer beast. No. You can hear boos and jeering coming from the crowd, as clearly this was not expected. But fucking Mr. Hands is up there going like, "Whoa! This is the best fight I've seen in it forever!" Shit. Would these guys fight or would they run? Good question. Their instincts are to swarm. 13 is not displacer beast. This guy is gonna move over. He's not gonna move. He is instead going to attack Ruthie. Does a 28 hit your AC? Ruth?
Sorry, I was muted. 28 does, yeah.
Okay. This guy here.
Deals 8 damage.
Yes, it does.
You got it.
Ranged attack on the displacer beast. A 26 will hit.
But
if it rolls an even number, the attack hits as normal. But he didn't. Is it before or after the fucking modifier? I'm gonna put on the table. I did this for fun. In the future, we are not adding unplanned stat blocks to the game.
No worries.
It is too much in 4th edition. Jesus fuck.
Well, it says rolled, so it's probably not the total.
Okay, so then he rolled a 17 on the die, so he doesn't hit. Great. Trisannas, it's your turn.
Hello, it's me, Trisannas. I'm gonna make things easier for you. I don't know, maybe. There's a lot of stat blocks on the table right now. Okay.
I
am
tried to
going
get rid of some.
I
to
know.
be fair.
I'm gonna target this person right here with a thorn cloud shot. So that will be a burst 1.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll it and see how I do. It's a 12 versus AC.
Versus AC on these guys. It does not hit.
Okay.
But the zone lasts until
the start of my next turn. Any creature that ends its turn within the zone takes poison damage equal to my wisdom modifier.
Okay, we will hold on to that one. Pussycat got missed, so he probably would in fact shift. There we go. Okay. We're not worrying about Thursaz right now.
Don't not worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do one more round of combat, and then we will break for the day. Thorn minion is going to run over here. It's gonna go down here and here. It's gonna move a full 12 feet, and he's gonna start saying, "We gotta get out of here." And meanwhile, this guy right here, will disengage. And he will also move over there. Ruth, it is your turn.
All right. Give him the old cut and run. So,
Jesus.
first attack is going to be a natural 20 against this guy
Okay.
right here.
Okay.
And then I am going to deal the second attack, which is a 27 versus AC against this guy.
Okay. Goodbye, friend.
And then I can shift 3 after that second attack.
Sick.
So 1, 2, 3. And then do I still get a move?
Yeah, you moved as a part of your action.
Hell
so yeah,
yeah.
you'd still get a move action.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get me the fuck out of here.
Oh my god, Ruth, do you have 4 hit points left?
You bet I do.
Closer to death indeed. Oh man.
Oh,
we
yeah.
might find out what happens if you die here.
Let's not. Let's have the displacer beast answer that question.
This thorn's gonna run over here and start trying to like pile up on top of the other thorns.
We gotta huddle together for safety.
This one's also going to be doing that. This one will disengage and also head in that direction. This one will also do that. Thorn minions moving around, trying not to die. Thorn minions having a bad time. The prime thorn on his turn will transform the remaining thorns into Thurisaz. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 grouped up, multiplied by 4.
34. Right?
9 by 4 is 36.
Giving them 36 hit points. Just going to pick these guys up, put them over here. This is a time, you guys. I believe that removed them from the initiative, and if it didn't, we will find out.
It removed their icons from it, so we at least know who to skip.
36 hit points for Thurisaz. And then we can add Thurisaz back into the initiative. I will put him, like, just right before Kid. And he is zooped up. And he's gonna, like, look down at you, Kid. And he's gonna pull off his mask and be all like, I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't sign up for this either.
Truce!
Yeah, he says, truce!
Time out, coach, time out.
Okay, Kid, it's your turn.
Cool. God, this is gonna be so funny. True, starting after this, I'm going to hit the guy next to me while saying no hard feelings. 13 versus AC.
Yeah, that hits.
I teleport away by 3. And then I'm going to... Actually, you know, before I teleported, could I have marked the Displacer Beast?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, with my Aegis of Shielding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Help! Help!
Both of you guys is trying to get up there.
It's that like little white cat who's doing like the arm flail.
This is so fucking sad. Okay, in the meanwhile, the remaining thorns are like, okay, instinct is to fucking swarm the beastie. They start attacking him. However, they cannot hit. Rakel, it is your turn.
All right. I am far. I am. I would.
Okay, let me help you make sense of this real quick. This railing right here can see down into the arena. There's no wall there, right?
Right.
So like,
if I can send Morbek down to pick somebody up and jump back over the thing, I would like to do that, but I don't think I have enough movement. I don't think either of us do.
That's pretty smart. I like that idea. You can get started on that.
All right, Morbek's. Okay, both of us are going in the fucking pit.
Oh my god. Okay.
How can I get in the pit?
Are you able to move him? Like,
but I don't know the
There's a railing right here that you could jump over.
Okay.
There you go.
We're in the pit.
Sure are. So that was your movement, right? You could use your action to move again if you want. Or you could do something else.
Beep. Okay.
Oh, hey.
Hop on.
Say less. On my turn, I will hop on Morbek.
That's it. That's what I got.
Okay. Love to see it. What's new, pussycat? God, I wish I had macros for you, you beautiful son of a bitch. Okay. A 6 plus a 14 is probably gonna hit any one of these guys. Yeah, I don't think there's any way he can't hit them. So he's just gonna start popping these boys. And I believe, okay, when an attack misses him, he shifts. Cunning Blitz, it's an at will. He can just do this whenever he wants to. He shifts up to half his speed, which would be 6 movement. At any point during the movement, he uses its tentacle once or twice against different creatures. It's gonna start heading towards the biggest threat. Okay. Jesus. That was a ship, so he can't even provoke an attack of opportunity. Okay.
Why do they have that in a cage?
How do they have that in a cage?
That's a good question. Probably, honestly, considering how tough it is, they were probably saving it for when Thurisaz got boring and it was going to be their way of getting rid of it.
Oh no.
Well, it's happening now.
It's the delete button. All right, Trisannas, it's your turn. You know what? I can see where this combat is going. We can end this combat, and then begin next session with a skill challenge to decide the fate of Thurisaz.
All right. Sounds good enough to me. Only thing I had planned was to law up a ladder and run. Get the hell out of here.
Totally fucking fair, right?
If we're allowed to continue this, if I get within 10, I can continuously like reduce damage by 5 every time the displacer beast hits him.
Yeah, my plan was to send Morbek up with Kid, and then see if I could get Ruth to safety on my feet.
Okay.
So.
Well, like I said,
we
I promised one more round of combat, and we are at time. So, I feel like the situation has changed enough that I feel totally okay cutting here and picking up again next time.
No,
pray the situation doesn't change further.
And with that is where we will call it for tonight's session. So, Wings, thank you so much for running this game. Thank you so much for running combat. Thank you so much for letting us have a displacer beast in the middle of it, even when you didn't have to. We really appreciate it. But I always appreciate it whenever you're on the channel. Wings, where can we find you? What do you do?
Oh gosh. Hi everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com, making questionable decisions such as this one, but mostly drawing things related to D&D. So go and check that out, DanaeKeener.com.
And RJ.
For some reason, my Zoom doesn't want a global unmute, but hello everybody, my name is RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter, Twitch, and all the other good stuff. I'm doing a lot of things over the internet, so whenever I go live doing those things, I normally retweet. DanaeKeener.com.
Hello, everybody, on LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Instagrams and the Twitters. You can find me at HackRecklessly on Twitch and YouTube. The next time I'm going to be live is on Wednesday night. We are going to be doing a Monster of the Week game on Hack Recklessly. This is going to be a continuation of the one-shot that we did before, with RJ. We'll be there doing some fun stuff, playing one of the monsters of the apocalypse. That might not come into play. But yeah, tomorrow at 10 a.m., the second episode of the Monster of the Week audiocast that we did months ago with Jacob Crow, the actual Jacob Crow, Lex Mandrake, channel friend, and Latula Sings is going to be live 10 a.m. on the YouTube channel and on Spotify for Hack Recklessly. If you haven't watched the first episode, it is already up. Get caught up. These kids get up to some crazy stuff in an 80s style mall. Well, an 80s mall. It is in the 80s. So watch that stuff. And, I'm going to go see Danae. So I won't be doing much else this week. But yay! DanaeKeener.com.
Oi, I'm Cyber. For 2 more weeks, you can find me on Friday on High Shelf Collective, playing in their Sigil and Shadow game. I think that's the name of the system. Yeah. Got 2 more weeks of that. On Sundays, not this coming up Sunday because I have a thing. But on Sundays now on this channel, I am running Planescape Quantum Mortality thing. That started off fun. People have died. It's great. And I'm here. I will do something on my own channel eventually. DnD.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey, Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on Mondays. And then join us at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sundays for our Quantum Mortality game, a Planescape adventure. Except, as Cyber stated, next week we will be off on a break because Cyber has a thing. And we can't have a game without the GM. But for now, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you would like to help support the show, you can again go and check us out there. It's going to be a great time. But for now, we are going to be headed out. So I would like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to Danae for running this fantastic game. And thank you to all of these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. See you soon.